Welcome to Barcelona. Out of my top 5 cities, this ranks number 1. I can't wait to share this with you and get you guys acquainted with this wonderful city. The architecture, the history, the people, the food, the shopping. This is one of the best cities you're ever going to visit. You have to see it for yourself. Let's do Barcelona 101. I can't wait to talk to you guys about Barcelona. You're going to love this place. So, Barcelona is located in Spain. Spain is in the most eastern part of the Europe continent. The only thing further east is Portugal. Now let's talk about how to get your bearings when you're looking at it on Google Earth. As you see on here, we're looking at Barcelona and you can see some of the highlights. And as you close in, you can see how straight a lot of the streets are, how they're all squares except for one certain area. Right around here, this is the Gothic area. You can see all the little red bunched up houses here. They didn't really plan this accordingly. The majority of the tourist attractions are found here in the Gothic area. But base camp, where you need to know most to figure out where you're going and where you're coming from, is this plaza right here, just in the northern part of the Gothic area. This is Plaça Catalunya. If you could find a hotel fairly close to here, then you could get pretty much anywhere in the city. This is going to have one of the main metro stations. All of the buses are going to come here, bike rentals, and the hop on and hop off bus. Let's take a look at all that. You'll notice a lot of open areas in Barcelona have the word placa in it. And that's because the word placa means plaza. So this is called Plaça Catalunya. Catalonia is the province or provincia that Barcelona sits in Spain. They call it Catalunya, we would call it Catalonia. Like I mentioned earlier, renting a bike here and just ride it around the city is super easy. You can rent them from many of these spots around the city. If you go up to one of the bike stations and get the Smo app, you can get it off the QR code, and then once you have the app, you can rent any bike and take it to another location and drop it off. Let's not forget about the hop on, hop off bus. That's right here in Plaça Catalunya too. And over here on the west side of the plaza, you're going to find the bus station for it and the hut to buy the tickets at. All the information you can find online, and here are some of the prices. Also in Plaça Catalunya, you're going to find the metro station, which is super easy to get around Barcelona with. I know the map looks a little overwhelming, but we're going to focus on the main tourist areas for now. Here is Plaça Catalunya. It's going to say just Catalunya here. We're going to look at a couple areas here, the Sagrada Familia and Plaça España. I know the Sagrada Familia is going to be one of the main places you want to go, so let's talk about that first. This purple line, the L2, is what's going to get you there. It doesn't stop in Catalunya, so you got to go a little bit north on Passage de Gracia and take it to Sagrada Familia. If you haven't done a metro before, it's pretty easy. You just get to the metro station and look at the map. Make sure it's going in the direction you want to go. When the train comes, it's going to be the last destination on that map. Once aboard, you can check all the stops along the way to make sure you're stopping at the right stop. It's only a couple stops away, and if you really needed to, you could probably walk there. It's about a 20-25 minute walk. But I love taking the metro station because the metro exit is my second favorite in the world, only to the Colosseum. What a beautiful view when you come out. The entrance is on this side, the east side, which is also known as the nativity side. Nativity carvings all have to do with the birth of Jesus, Joseph, Mary, the wise men, and everything about the nativity. Getting tickets to enter is super easy. All you need to do is download the Sagrada Familia official app. In the app, you can buy tickets, you can get guides, you can even go up some of the towers. You could even set up for a group. It's a super easy app and very handy to have before you go. If you click the visit button on the bottom, it will show you what trains to take to get there or buses. It'll also tell you what's not allowed there. You can't wear your hat. But if you click the discover button, you can learn everything about the Sagrada before you even come. There will be a very detailed timeline of everything about the Sagrada as it was built through the last 2 centuries. I'm going to step away for a second while we look inside. Enjoy. One of the things that should not be missed when visiting the Sagrada is going up the tower. It gives you the opportunity to move around in different areas up higher, and the views are amazing. Please don't miss out on this. You can see a different version of Barcelona that you can't get from anywhere else. It also allows you to see different areas of the towers that you would not be able to see from the ground. Keep in mind with the cranes here, they will not be here in April of 2026. They expect to complete the Sagrada finally, since its first inception in 1882. On your way out the west exit, don't forget to check out one of the most iconic doors in the entire world. The west side of Sagrada is also known as the Passions facade. Although the fundamental idea of the Passions facade was done by Gaudí, the actual sculpting was done by Josep Sobirach. I think a very important element of the Sagrada that's constantly missed by tourists that come here is the museum of the Sagrada that is found on the right side of the facade if you're facing the facade. So if you just head out when you come out and head to the right side facing the facade, you'll find the museum. This is something you will definitely regret missing. This has a lot of interesting facts about the Sagrada and how it started. You will also be able to see the new workshop in the place where Gaudí had his workshop. Now they're using 3D printers in the same place where he sculpted with a hammer and chisel. To understand the Sagrada Familia, you need to understand the man who designed it. Also known as God's architect, Antoni Gaudí was a devout religious man, an extreme Catholic. Born in 1852 and dying in 1926, his contributions to the city of Barcelona makes Barcelona. You cannot walk around this city without seeing something that he designed or the influence of his design. Many of his works were done with the Count Güell. Seeing the spelling of it, G-U-E-L-L, it's pronounced Güell. So when you're going to this place, Park Güell, you can also find Antoni Gaudí's museum in the middle of the park. This is where you can find out about the life and death of Antoni Gaudí. And speaking of his death, the last 12 years of his life was devoted to the Sagrada. He spent every waking moment there except for going to Mass. As a matter of fact, one day coming back from Mass, he was struck by a trolley and he was knocked unconscious and not recognized. People thought he was homeless and left him lying there. It wasn't until he was given his last rites at the hospital that the father recognized him. When he died, the funeral procession snaked around the entire city. Work pretty much came to a complete halt on Sagrada. And even Antoni's work was ruined during the Spanish Revolution. They were able to piece back together most of his work and tried to put the model back together so it can be continued. And with donations and help from the community and the church, they were able to start working on it again. It was slow going for a very long time until tourism started to come back, and the tourist money was able to help get it growing faster. One of the most interesting things inside the museum is a look into Antoni Gaudí's brain of how he figured out where the weight needed to be distributed around the columns and how it needed to lay in there. And the way he did that is with small sandbags hanging from strings. And he pretty much designed it hanging upside down to see where the weight distribution needed to be. And inside this museum, you can see pretty much how he figured out and how many sandbags it took to figure out the weight distribution of all the columns. It's pretty amazing to see it happen. In this video in the museum, you can kind of see the digital look of how he put it together. And at one point, this video disappears and the lights behind it turn on, and you can see Antoni Gaudí's original sandbag design behind it. It's breathtaking. Cool stuff like this really interests me, and I hope it interests you, to see the sandbag design like this turn into something like this. And I'm sure Antoni Gaudí is looking down from heaven, knowing the one thing that he loved the most, Mass, is being held in the house that he built, still to this day. Well, it's time to get back to the city of Barcelona. We're going to kind of figure out the city better by looking at a couple of landmarks. Now, we've already got the Sagrada Familia as a landmark. Let's find another one. We're going to use the Placa España, which is to the northwest of the Gothic area. And if we kind of look at it as an upside down triangle, with the Placa España going across to the Basilica Sagrada Familia, we get the Casa Batilio, which is also designed by Gaudí, in the middle. And this kind of helps us circumvent the map. Now that we have our bearings, let's go to my absolute favorite place. From the Placa Catalunya, if you head down the road to the southwest of it, which is called the La Ramblas, which is also a famous road, you're going to find the La Boqueria Market, or Mercado. This is a place we're going to need to keep both hands free. One for a small sampler cup of the jamón, and one for a fresh juice. You could walk around this place for hours. There are no words that can express how amazing the La Boqueria is from end to end. We're still here in the middle of the afternoon at 3:20, and most everything is still open. All this amazing food. And the small little restaurants that you can just pull up a stool and get served at, they're all over the place in here. You cannot beat the fresh seafood straight from the ocean. Whenever we stay in Barcelona, we always make sure to get an Airbnb so we could go through and pick up some of this fresh food, bring it back, and cook it ourselves. And also, don't miss out walking up and down the La Ramblas. They have stands with flowers and food and vendors, and if you take it all the way down to the end, you'll find the statue of Christopher Columbus. I'm going to end Barcelona 101 with one last missed area. If you're going from the Placa Catalunya and take the road to the southeast and follow it down as it zigs and zags a little bit, you're going to end up into an open area that's going to take you to the Barcelona Cathedral. This would be the church that Antoni Gaudí would actually go to for Mass, but most people overlook it. It's beautiful at day and it's beautiful at night. We were lucky to be here on Good Friday. We were able to see them having a procession. It's a small fee to get inside, but boy is it worth it. Whenever people think of Barcelona, they constantly think of the Sagrada Familia. And many times, the Barcelona Cathedral gets forgotten. It's an absolutely beautiful place and should not be missed. If you're wondering how amazing a mass would be in this cathedral, check this out. When you buy your ticket for entry, you can also add on the rooftop and take an elevator to the top and get great views of Barcelona. For those of you wondering where the cruise port is and how close it is, you can see the cruise ships from up here. Or even the Sagrada Familia. Let's listen to that music from the inside one more time. People ask me often about the protesting here, and I tell them not to worry about it. It has nothing to do with us. It has to do with Catalan and against the royalty and freeing themselves from monarchy. Well, that's going to be it for Barcelona 101. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the great locations here to visit and how to get in them. We're going to talk about how to get to Boqueria, España, and what to see there. And we're also going to talk about getting up to Montserrat. We've only touched the tip of the iceberg as far as what to do in this area of Spain, and I can't wait for you to join us next time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps us make more videos in the future. Keep us in mind for any future bookings. We can do group events or corporate events and take your groups out to these areas in Europe and join you with it to make sure everything goes right. Also, don't forget to check out our other videos. They're very informative and they'll help you through Europe. We have plenty more coming, and we also have these links right here. And also, here's the subscribe button to help you subscribe to our channel. Every little bit counts. Thank you.